for the sentencing of Ms. Anderson, the result is pretty much preordained. Ms. Anderson, pursuant to your convictions, the law mandates that I impose 6 consecutive sentences of life imprisonment without the possibility of release or parole.
Today's unfortunate story is about a Michelle Christian Anderson. She was a part of the Carnation murders, a mass murder that occurred on December 24th, year 2007, near Carnation, Washington, a small rural town 25 miles east of Seattle. The murders took place in the home of Wayne Scott Anderson and Judy Anderson, 6 people compromising their generations of the Anderson family were killed. The victims were Wayne Scott Anderson, age 60, a Boeing engineer and husband of Judy Anderson. Judy Anderson, age 61, a postal worker, a wife of Wayne Scott Anderson. Scott Anderson, age 32, son of Wayne and Judy. Erica Mantle Anderson, age 32, wife of Scott. Olivia Anderson, age 5, daughter of Scott and Erica. And Nathan Anderson, age 3, son of Scott and Erica. According to testimony, Joseph Thomas McEnroe and Michelle Christian Anderson armed themselves and drove their pickup to the home of the parents, Wayne and Judy Anderson, on the afternoon of December 24th, year 2007. Once inside, McEnroe distracted Judy Anderson, who was wrapping Christmas gifts, while Michelle attempted to shoot her father. Michelle's gun jammed, so McEnroe killed Wayne and then Judy Anderson. The two then dragged the bodies outside of carefully cleaned home and waited for Michelle Anderson's older brother, Scott, his wife, Erica, both 32, and their 2 young children to arrive. Once the family arrived, Michelle Anderson shot her brother several times, killing him. McEnroe and Anderson shot Erica Anderson wounded. She managed to get to the home's cordless phone and dial 911. The connection only lasted a few seconds, and dispatchers heard what sounded to them to be like people arguing at a party. McEnroe was able to grab the phone from her, tore the batteries out of the receiver, and smashed it on the floor. McEnroe delivered the fatal shot to Erica, and then he shot and killed the children, 5-year-old Olivia and 3-year-old Nathan, at the bequest of Anderson because they didn't want a witness. The police were dispatched to the scene in response to the 911 call, but the gate to the property was locked, and the officers decided not to investigate anything further. The gate was only locked because Michelle Anderson had run out to lock it after she realized Erica had called the police. The bodies were discovered 2 days later on December 26, when Judy's best friend and co-worker, Linda, went to the home to see why she was absent from work. She looked in the window and saw bodies on the floor, so she called the police. She initially thought she was looking at bodies of Wayne and Judy, but they turned out to be Scott's and Erica's bodies. While King County detectives were at the property in response, McEnroe and Michelle Anderson drove up and were brought in for questioning. Eventually, both of them admitted to the murders and were arrested. Prosecutors told jurors the motive for the killings was about money. Anderson alleged her brother owed her money, and she believed that she had been slighted and mistreated by her parents and brother. Both indicated as the perpetrators of the killings were Michelle Christian Anderson, who was unemployed, and her boyfriend, Joseph Thomas McEnroe, a Target employee. Both aged 29. They were each charged with 6 counts of first-degree murder. Michelle is the younger sister of Scott and the youngest child of Wayne and Judy. The suspects waived their right to appear in court. Police say they confessed totally to the killings. McEnroe confessed to the murders in January year 2014 in an effort to avoid execution. On December 19th, year 2014, a 16-member jury was selected to hear the case of McEnroe. On March 25th, year 2015, the jury found Joseph McEnroe guilty of aggravated first-degree murder on all 6 counts. On May 13th, year 2015, Joseph McEnroe was sentenced to life in prison and avoided the death penalty, mainly due to a statewide moratorium on the death penalty by then-Governor Jay Inslee. On March 4th, year 2016, Michelle Anderson was found guilty of 6 counts of aggravated first-degree murder. She was sentenced to life imprisonment in April 2016. McEnroe is currently in prison in Washington State Penitentiary, and Anderson is currently in prison in the Washington Correction Center for Women.